Your energy changes more than you think. Here's how mine changed in just 1 week. Today, I'm taking you through 1 full week of how my energy, my aura, shifted. The messy parts, the emotional parts, the super fun parts, the super calming parts, all of it. It's amazing how quickly our energy responds to what we move through. As we walk through my week, you can sense my energy before and after certain activities. After each experience, I'll show you 5 ways that I brought my energy back to calm, cool, and collected. This is real life intuition, how your energy actually behaves in 1 week. If you already know how to read my energy, you can use whatever method you're familiar with. But if you don't have one, might I suggest using the Magic Eye method? We all remember those Magic Eye posters from the early 2000s where you'd kind of stare at it and soften your gaze until a peace sign or a dolphin popped out. Use that same kind of softened gaze as you stare over my shoulder. What you're trying to do is actually see my energy, not myself. You might see color over here, or you might sense waves, or you might even see movement. You might feel my energy as more of an emotion or a sensation, and you might actually get a verbal description that pops into your mind. There's no right or wrong. This is simply how your intuition, your intuitive senses work for you. Use whatever information that you get in whatever way possible to sense how my energy changes. At the end of the day, you're just looking for that change. You'll see 5 practices that can shift your energy too, moving from a state that doesn't feel so great into one that does. The themes for this week are friends, nature, water, sound, and spirit. Let's get started with Monday morning.
Not great sleep last night. It's so hot here in New York, and I don't think our air conditioning is like fully functioning. So, not a lot of hours of sleep, and I'm sure my aura's not doing so hot. So, take a look at it. Let's see what happens after I talk to my friend later this morning.
Okay, let's read my aura now. I just talked to a really good friend for like an hour all about friendship and family and kids and all the stuff. And so I feel what your friends do for you. And I think my aura has definitely changed since this morning and I didn't sleep. So just take a gander around me and see if you can sense how it's changed. Just the beauty of conversation and connection and friendship. It can do so much to change our energy throughout the day. And just having someone talk through the stuff that's pissing you off and the stuff that you love and reminding you, the great parts about you and the great parts about them. Monday was a full day. So you got to see my aura after no sleep and a very hot night in New York City. And then you got to see it after a deep discussion with friends. Simon Sinek has this idea that it only takes 8 minutes of a conversation with a friend to change your mental health. I would take that a step further and say it also changes your energy. Notice how my energy changes just after speaking with a friend. It's such a beautiful thing to have that connection, that clarity when someone knows you so well that they can deep dive into those topics and you truly feel heard. Talking through what's frustrating, what's beautiful, what's true, it truly brings you back into your own body. Now we're moving into a business meeting. Check out what my energy feels like before and after. All right, guys. So now I have finished my business meeting. See if you can read my aura. I'm a little bit tired, exhausted. Talking makes me tired. And it's also a pretty hot day here in New York City, so I'm feeling it all. After about 90 minutes of meeting and strategizing, I'm going to go for a little walk through the cemetery near my house, and then we'll see how I feel after that. So I've walked for about 5 minutes, and I'll show you some of the beautiful views from my walk. But I would say my aura color has definitely changed. And I also just love that spring is in bloom here and this beautiful cherry tree behind me. It's a stunner. And so just look around my aura now and see what colors you see. It wouldn't be surprising to me if you saw a little pink. That's usually in my aura. It is amazing the healing power of nature. Even just a quick 5-minute walk can change how you feel in your body. I would encourage you as you walk into nature to let go of any energy that's not yours. If you're frustrated or tired or sad, as you exhale, just let all of it go into nature and nature can absorb it for you. You can even hug a tree, put your feet in the grass, do something a little bit more tactile to push that energy out of your body, and you'll feel oh so much better.
Well, that was unexpected.
On Wednesday, I had an unexpected run-in with chaos. I want you to read my energy in this first video, but one thing I want you to do is close your eyes. You'll notice that I'm wearing a very blue shirt and that there's a blue painting behind me at the time, and sometimes for visual people that can distract you. So instead of using the magic eye method, just give your eyes a gentle close and then feel into my energy, much like pushing a wave towards my body, and see what you feel that way. My daughter's morning bus broke down, so on about 30 seconds notice, I had to hop in the car and drive children from around our neighborhood all the way down to their school, which is about a half an hour, 40-minute commute, and then turn around and come back home. Let's call it an hour and a half in New York City traffic. Unexpectedly, I was getting dressed to go for a walk or a peaceful stroll. So let's check my energy. Even though I'm wearing this bright blue and there's blue behind me, my energy does not feel blue. What do you see? I've just spent about 5 minutes in a salt bath. My energy has changed completely from earlier today. See if you can notice any difference. I think this guy notices a little bit. Hey, little dude, can you tell the difference? Yeah? I know, buddy. Do I smell salty? He always likes my energy when it's nice and calm. Wasn't that great? A 5-minute salt bath just does so much for me. It doesn't even need to be a salt bath. You can just do a warm bath or whatever works for you. But for me, I just love an Epsom salt bath. It's so lovely. A note on pets. My cat loves to cuddle and asks for it often, but on this particular morning, he was deep in his nap when I got out of the bath, and so he sensed that shift. He smelled that salt on me, and he wanted to curl up and feel that calmer energy. How lovely is that? As a bonus exercise, I would suggest petting your dog or your cat just very gently and seeing how that changes your energy. They definitely can kind of bring everybody back to an equilibrium with just that tactile touch. Another weekday off of school, so many vacation days. So my kids and I headed to a children's museum that's nearby. If you're a parent, no explanation necessary. If you're not a parent, imagine sensory overload. Children of all ages running around screaming at the top of their lungs. It is loud, not to mention the exhibits themselves that tend to be loud. I was actually standing in front of a musical instrument exhibit that had kind of like different sounds all over the place and just absorbing a wall of sound. So see how my energy shifts with this one. I finally calmed down from the children's museum, so I'm going to plug in my headphones and do a 14-minute sound bath meditation. It's a singing bowl meditation I've done quite a few times, available for free on YouTube. I think there's something like 3 million, 4 million hits, maybe it's 10 million, I don't even know, but the guy's so good. Aren't sound baths amazing? YouTube has some great examples. I enjoy a singing bowl meditation with my earbuds in my ears, but I've also done a gong meditation in person, which was just so different and so loud, and that gong sound just kind of reverberates through your body so significantly that it does feel like it changes your chemistry. I invite you to find a sound bath here on YouTube, plug in the headphones, and just let the sound do its magic. I'm about to join my class. It's been a long day. I went to Costco, which is always a fiasco and very crowded here in New York City. I also did a bunch of editing on videos, which is always fun but exhausting. So my energy is definitely depleted, but in kind of an odd way. Did you see that light change? Spirit likes to change the light right over where I sit and do readings. So sometimes you'll see it change from like a blue light to a yellow light while I'm in the middle of readings, which is oh so fun. All right, so take a look at my energy and see how I look after working all day. I just finished my class, a class where we practice trance, healing, and communication. And we actually started and ended class today with healing, which is a very light but important form of energy. The healing was bookmarked by a spiritual assessment and some trance philosophy. So I am a little bit spacey. I can tell that I am. But my energy probably has a very different aura to it. And I encourage you to take a peek or feel into my energy and see how different it feels today after this beautiful class that I just had. Trance is so healing and so powerful. You go into it and you're like, I can't believe where I am. And then you come out of it and there's just a moment of just, I don't want to come out. And then once you come out, you're like, oh, I feel so good. Notice anything different after a long day at work? How about after a lot of time with spirit? In this week, I talked to friends, I went out into nature, I took a bath, I took a sound bath, and I talked to spirit. All of these things can help settle your energy back to that calm, centered, grounded version of yourself. I encourage you to try any of those 5 and see how it changes your energy. Your aura shifts constantly with sleep and stress and joy and connection and chaos and nature and even the tiniest moments of care. The more you practice your own energy, the way you did with mine, the more your clairs wake up to everything around you. Did you notice any patterns, and did closing your eyes help? What about the magic eye method or just feeling straight from your chest? If you head over to Instagram today, I've got one more 5-minute fix that was just perfect for this spring weather. I'm Emily of Connected Intuition. As always, stay open, stay curious, stay connected with Connected Intuition. I'll see you next time for more intuition work.